Greetings, everyone. When most people hear the word negotiation, they think about contracts, salary offers, or intense boardroom standoffs. But at the executive level, negotiation is not a single event. It's a daily leadership responsibility. Every budget conversation, every staffing discussion, every partnership agreement, every strategic initiative. All of it is negotiation. And the executives who succeed are not the most aggressive. They're the most prepared, emotionally disciplined, and strategically aligned. Today, I want to share what I believe are the most influential components of executive negotiation, grounded in both research and lived experience. Negotiation is not just about money or contract, it shapes culture. When executives negotiate effectively, they create clarity. When they negotiate poorly, they create confusion. Negotiation determines how resources are allocated, how risks are managed, and how trust is built across teams. At the executive level, negotiation is leadership in motion. One of the most powerful negotiation principles comes from the distinction between positions and interests. A position is what someone says they want. An interest is why they want it. Executives who argue over positions create conflict. Executives who explore interests create alignment. In one leadership situation, the board's position was limiting spending authority, but the underlying interest was risk control and predictability. Once I understood that, the conversation shifted. The solution wasn't pushing back, it was strengthening reporting transparency. That single shift transformed tension into trust. When you identify interests, you reduce defensiveness. You stop negotiating against someone and begin negotiating with them. This is especially important at the executive level because stakeholders often have reputational or fiduciary concerns beneath the surface. Understanding those deeper motivations is what moves negotiation from confrontation to collaboration. Another essential principle in negotiation is BATNA, your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. In simple terms, what happens if this deal does not happen? If you don't know your alternative, you negotiate from fear. If you know your alternative, you negotiate from strength. Your confidence changes, your posture changes, your tone changes. Your BATNA is not something you invent in the moment. You build it over time through measurable outcomes, through developing transferable skills, through building strong professional networks. Executives who consistently invest in their competence and credibility never negotiate from desperation. They negotiate from preparation. At the executive level, negotiation is rarely about intelligence, it is about emotional discipline. You will face resistance. You will face delay tactics. You may even face subtle power plays. But the question is not whether tension will arise. The question is whether you can regulate your reaction. Silence can be strategic. Questions can be more powerful than statements. Composure builds authority. When emotions escalate, influence declines. Executives who remain calm signal confidence. Instead of reacting defensively, ask clarifying questions. Instead of escalating tone, slow the pace. Negotiation at this level is less about dominating the room and more about stabilizing it. Early in your career, negotiation often feels transactional, but at the executive level, negotiation is relational. You're rarely negotiating one isolated deal. You're negotiating your reputation, your assets, and your future influence. If you extract maximum advantage today but damage trust, you lose leverage tomorrow. Executives negotiate for durability. Durable negotiation focuses on creating mutual value. It balances assertiveness with transparency. It anchors decisions and shared outcomes. The goal is not domination. The goal is sustainable alignment. Framing shapes outcomes. The same proposal can feel risky or strategic depending on how it is presented. Executives do not just negotiate terms, they negotiate perception. When you frame initiatives around measurable impact and long-term sustainability, resistance decreases. Narrative drives influence. Personally, my negotiation style is grounded in preparation and clarity. I speak directly, but calmly. I anchor conversations in shared outcomes. But I've also learned that adaptability matters. Some executives respond to data. Some respond to authority. Some respond to relationships. Effective negotiation requires reading the room without compromising your integrity. To summarize, prepare before you enter the room. Focus on interests, not positions. Strengthen your BATNA over time. Regulate emotion under pressure and always negotiate for alignment, not ego. At the executive level, negotiation is leadership expressed through conversation. Negotiation is not about overpowering others. It is about designing outcomes where progress is possible. When done well, it builds trust, culture, and sustainable success. And at the executive level, that is not optional. It is responsibility. Thank you. These sources reflect the research that supports the change strategies outlined here and provide additional context for leaders who want to explore this model further. Thank you again for your time.